Welcome, everyone. Happy Friday. I'm just jumping in here for a quick live stream. So I just want to say hi to everybody. Happy Friday. I love to do live streams, and I'm feeling pretty well today. Today's been a pretty good day. I haven't had really any headaches today. That's been kind of the major thing going on in my reality is occipital neuralgia. Kind of comes and goes. If I work healing with it, I can take the pain down. But I'm still working on the nervous system issues that are bringing this forward. It's, they're ascension symptoms. But another thing that's popped up today, I had two clients today. I saw two online clients for sessions today, and both of them are suffering with sinus and allergy issues. It's that time of year, so there's pollen everywhere. I myself used to suffer for a long time with sinus and allergy issues, but as I've got deeper into my breath practice and go on further into the breathing and learn more about the breathing, I've been able to pretty much eliminate all of the issues. So I'm really, really grateful for that. What's that going up there? Oh, we'll leave it there. It says powered by StreamYard up in the corner. So the floor is open. I'm going to take any questions or comments. We'll wait for a few people to pop in. And if you're just popping in, drop a comment. Let us know where you're watching from. And today what I'm going to teach is I'm going to teach ways to use your breathing, to use respiration to help sinus and allergy issues. So this is all about sinus and allergy relief. Something that I picked up probably 4 years ago, working with three breath experts that I really admire and follow. And I kind of took the way that they do things and put them together and use them for myself and kind of use myself as the guinea pig. And what has come forward is now I no longer have sinus and allergy issues, or if I do, they're very minor until I get into the breathing. So we're just going to wait a couple minutes here, see who pops in. Again, if you're just dropping in, comment, let us know where you're watching from. It's Friday. Happy Friday. Although every day seems like the same day to me. It's been kind of weird. But, that's just life. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get started. If nobody has any questions or anything they'd like to ask or share, the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to teach you about how to create clearing within the nasal passages. So lots of people, even if it's not allergy season or sinus season, I notice lots of people have a hard time breathing through their nose. And what this has to do with usually is diet as well. If you eat a lot of sugar and a lot of processed foods, it's not uncommon for you to have inflammation in your sinuses. Now, you have to remember your body is an entire system. So having inflammation in the sinuses is just showing you that something needs to change. Now, we're also in that time of year where there's lots of pollen. Everything's rising for life from the earth. So it's a really common time for people to have sinus and allergy issues. So the first thing you do is you want to grab yourself a napkin, a paper towel, or a tissue. And what you want to do is you want to blow your nose pretty good. Give it a good blow. Both nostrils. Clean it out, get it started. Now, you want to keep your tissue nearby because as you do this, you may loosen up some stuff, okay? And you want to be able to catch it. And so I'll actually use the tissue to kind of help myself. And then what I'll do is I'll first begin by taking in a deep breath into my mouth. And then I go out through my nose and I catch it. Kind of like a sneeze. So it's like a sneeze. You breathe in through your mouth and push out through your nose. So when you're taking in these breaths, you want to fill up your belly, you want to fill up your chest. You want to be a full diaphragmatic breath, and then you're forcing it out through the nostrils, kind of like a sneeze. You got to use a lot of power with this because you're moving air. You're allowing yourself to move some air through the sinus. Good. And you do about 5 to 7 breaths that way. And then what we do is we try to go the other way. And sometimes when you're really stuffy, you can pull on your cheeks. You can pull on, if one's more stuffy than the other, pull on one more than the other. But if you pull like this across your cheeks, like this, and you breathe in, you'll notice there's a lot more room in your nose, especially if you're having sinus and allergy issues. That's inflammation. It's closing up the nostril. So pulling right here. So like you're pulling, and what you're doing, it's almost like a breathe right strip. You're pulling here, and you're breathe in through the nose, and then just out through the mouth. And when you're breathing in through your nose, it's like you're trying to sniff the world inside out. So these are two very powerful types of breathing. You have to use power when you use these if you want to clear the nasal passages. So 5 to 7 breaths that way. And then you go the other way, in through the mouth. And what you'll notice is you may start to loosen up some of the mucus and stuff that's stuck inside of your sinuses. And then you go back the other way. So that's the gist. You can repeat that cycle 3 or 4 times, okay? So that's one style. That's the primary style in which I use to begin the clearing. Second, I begin to do alternate nostril breathing. So then what I'll do is I'll plug one nostril, and usually what I'll do is I'll try to figure out which one's tighter. And so today, my left one's tighter, so I'm going to block that one, pull on the cheek, and I'm going to sniff in through my nose, and then just let it go. Sniff in through your nose, and let it go. And sniff in through your nose, and let it go. And then you're going to switch. Now you're going to switch. You're going to plug this nostril, pull this cheek. And by doing that, what's happened now is my ear popped. So that tells me that I have a little bit of fluid in the eustachian tube. This also works within the whole part, the whole head, the whole sinus cavity, all of the little tributaries. It's connected to it. Okay. So now I just go back and forth and do the nostrils. And switch to the other. And then I give myself, I call it pig nose. You push up on your nose right here. Don't block your nostrils, and breathe in through both nostrils. Good. So as you're doing this is all the exercises you can do anytime, every day. I actually recommend doing them every day if you have sinus and allergy problems. Like I said, I had sinus and allergy problems for most of my life until I started doing exercises like this daily. This is the time of year where I'll do these daily just so I don't get sinus and allergy issues. Another one, I'll show you another really great exercise. Another really great exercise is to build nitric oxide up in your paranasal sinus, because what you do with that is you'll inhale the gas as you create it. I'll show you how to create it in the paranasal sinus. And when you inhale it, it's a vasodilator. So what it does is it dilates your blood vessels. It dilates all of your lung tissue, your alveolar tissue and sacs. And then it also, you'll notice it begins to expand the nasal cavity. Because of inflammation, you're not getting proper blood flow there. So by improving nitric oxide is a naturally occurring gas. It builds up in the paranasal sinus, and when inhaled, it's a very powerful and potent vasodilator. So there's other benefits to this too, including a lowered heart rate, relaxation. Everybody needs some of that, especially if you're trying to sleep at night. This is a really nice move, and I recommend it. You should just try it out. All right, so what I'll do first is I'll just do some nasal breathing, and it's kind of like normal breath breathing, but I go a little bit deeper, okay? So I'm breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, and I hum. It's going out through the nose, but there's a hum happening at the back of the throat. About 5 times I do this. 2 more. 1 more. As you exhale, you're going to pinch your nose, holding your breath, and you're going to tilt your head back and forth like you're saying no while you hold your breath. And while you're doing this, you're building paranasal sinus nitric oxide. And then when you have an urge to breathe, you're going to breathe it in and hold that. Right now, all that nitric oxide's going into the lung structures and it's passing into the blood, and you release. And as you release, you may feel this kind of vibration or a little tingling. Some people feel a little lightheaded. That's good. This is your blood vessels opening up and feeding you. All right, so we're going to do it again. So you're breathing in through the nose, big full breaths, and out. So even that humming helps to begin the process of building nitric oxide in the paranasal sinus. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Exhale, hold your breath, pinch your nose, up and down now. Breathe in, hold it, and release. So my whole body is now, I can feel all the blood vessels open, my blood pressure lowered, my heart rate slowed down. I'm even in a different frequency, a brain rate frequency. I can sense that I've kind of shifted into another state of consciousness, okay? That's another side effect to using your breath and using exercises like this, okay? So we're going to do one more like that, okay? We're going to do 10 breaths this time. Okay, so you're going to breathe in through the nose. Fill up your belly and your chest, and your mouth stays closed. The air is mostly coming through your nose, but you're humming at the back of your throat. That alone feels great. Breathe in. That's 3. Keep going. That's 4. That's 5. 5 more. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Air goes out. Pinch your nose. Breathe in. Hold your breath. And release. Very good. Now, if you've been doing all these exercises, you're going to notice, even if you don't have sinus issues, you're going to notice the nose is wide open now. So if your nose isn't wide open, go back to the beginning and start doing the exercises again. Do more sets and repetitions, okay? This is something you build up. The more you use it, the better it works. It's just efficiency of the nervous system. As you use these tools, the stronger they get for you. Now, after I do my nasal breathing, taking care of the sinus and allergy stuff, what I usually do is I use the nose then, and I move into Bastrika, or another way is it's called fire breathing. But what it is it's quickly in and out through the nose, and you're pumping your stomach. So what this is doing is I'm pumping blood, lymph, cerebrospinal fluid around my body and into my brain. All right, so we're going to begin first by taking a deep breath in through your nose. And you're going to do a lion's breath out. And then you're going to start to go in and out through your nose. All your air out. Deep breath in. Hold. Release. Lots of energy, vibration. Woo-wee. Lots of vibration. Deep breath in. Lion's breath out. Quickly in and out through the nose. Pump the tummy. Deep breath in. Hold. And release slow. Lots of vibration. Woo-wee. Lots of vibration. A little lightheadedness feels really good. We're going to do one more round. Big breath in. Hold. Big lines breath out. Sniffing in and out. Deep breath in. Hold. And release. Very good. Love it. We have a comment that came in, but I'm pretty sure this is a bot. Apologies for coming to your comment. I came across your profile spiritually. I reach out to you. I was sent by your heavenly ancestor. I would like to have some chat with you about your spiritual life, dear. It's very important, dear. Hit me in my DM immediately, beloved. Yeah, I don't think so. You know, like that's bullshit. So you came here onto my live stream just to, spread some lies, I ain't with it. I don't really like it. So we're just going to ignore that. But if anybody else has any questions right now, you got to watch out for these things. These kind of things pop up all over in the pseudo-spiritual community. There's lots of pseudo-spirituality going on. I just kind of sit back and giggle. There's people out here that are they have no idea what being spiritual actually is. They're pretenders. And, we just got to do our best. We have to forgive them, allow them to be who they be as we continue to unfold ourselves. Yes. I appreciate this. Not a bot. Yeah, I know you're not a bot. Bots pop up everywhere. They're everywhere. Every time I look somewhere, there's a bot popping up and trying to, defraud you in some sort of way. I mean, if you knew anything, if you looked at my profile, you would know that I'm a shamanic priest, and that by you coming to me that way, you already don't know what you're talking about. So that's pretty fun. All right, well, that's it. I was just going to pop on and share a little bit of sinus and allergy relief with everybody. It's just that time of year. Use these breath techniques. Even if you don't have sinus and allergy issues, use these breath techniques just to improve your breathing, just to improve your lung function, just to improve your nervous system regulation, because that's really what's most important. Everybody's out here looking for the magic button, the magic cure. I'm parts of holistic communities where these people show up and they have no idea what holistic is. They're trying to replace allopathic ideas with herbs and spices. When the thing is, holistic means to look at the body as whole, a whole system. And the thing is the system, your system begins at the health of your nervous system. Okay? 9 out of 10 people have a dysregulated nervous system. That's right. You may think you're really spiritual. You may think all of these things, but is your nervous system regulated? It's doubtful. Very few people. I've met very few people who have well-regulated nervous systems. And the question is, how do you regulate your nervous system? Where there's lots of ideas out there. I'm going to point to you the one that's tried and true, the oldest form of spiritual technology that exists, breathing. All spiritual traditions have breathing as some sort of part of their teaching. In the Western world, that gets lost. It gets lost in translation because everyone's looking for some other thing. Breathing, that seems too easy. I already breathe every day. Yeah, but are you breathing properly? 9 out of 10 people have an inverted breathing pattern. Do you have an inverted breathing pattern? Do you want to find out? How you find out is you're taking a big deep breath. Taking a big deep breath right now. Where'd the air go? Did your tummy sink in and your chest and shoulders rise like most people's do? Shh. Well, that's an inverted breathing pattern. And why is there you have an inverted breathing pattern? That's from a dysregulated nervous system. Why? From being in a parasympathetic dominant state most of the time. That means fight or flight mode. Most people are in survival mode, including myself. I was that way too until I learned about it. And now I know better. Now I know better, I do better. Most people think that it's normal to be in a sympathetic dominant mode. I get more done, But what you're doing is you're killing yourself, because you're stopping your body's innate ability to heal and digest. And what's going on? Most people have autoimmune issues. Most people have different forms of chronic illness, colitis, IBS, Crohn's disease, you name it. All of these things are directly related to a dysfunctional and a dysregulated nervous system. It would blow your mind how many people have come to me in the last 6 years with these types of illnesses that doctors haven't been able to help them with, their naturopath hasn't been able to help them with, their herbs and spices holistic practitioner isn't able to help them with. And I start to help them work, 1, on their breathing, and 2, on their mindset. And magically, within a short period of time, all the symptoms disappear. Isn't that amazing? It's a miracle is what it is. But is it a miracle? No. It's you taking control of the innate intelligence of your body. Your body, the cellular structures of your body, the system in which it is extremely intelligent and has the ability to heal itself. However, it cannot if you do not have a properly regulated nervous system. This begins with sitting still, being quiet, and connecting with your breath. Not sitting there breathing and thinking about how you're going to go shopping, what you're going to do, what's next, how are the kids, and what's that. If your mind's doing that while you're breathing, you have to learn to start giving your attention to your breathing. Instead of giving your attention to the thoughts that are barraging you all the time, that are coming in all the time, you're not going to stop that. That's not what you're trying to do. People think meditation means I got to stop my thinking. No, that's not what it means at all. It means you're learning every time the thought comes in, you're going to redirect your attention to the feeling of your breath. You're feeling, sensing. You're not just thinking about it, you're feeling. And know what you can't do? You can't overthink and be focused on your breathing. Now, that doesn't mean you can't breathe and overthink. You can. You can't be focused, fully focused on your breathing and overthink. That's the whole idea. So you're bringing your attention into your breath. It's soft, smooth, deep breathing using that diaphragm. And you're just noticing the qualities of the breath as it comes in. Belly, chest, head, and it's like you can feel the energy rise and fall. Now a thought comes in. I got to do this or do that or something. It's trying to derail you. Don't quit. You say, it's okay, but we're not giving that attention right now. And you take your attention off of that because it's your choice. You have that free will to decide where to place your attention. Take your attention off the thought and come back into the inner body. Interoception is the word. Bringing the attention into the body. The side effect to doing this is as you breathe and keep working on this, you start to loosen up all of the trauma, all of the emotions. This is very somatic. If anybody's heard, like, that's a really kind of hot term now in the healing community, somatic. There's even people that say somatic breath work. It's never not somatic. Somatic means of the body. So you're breathing, it's of the body. It's never not that. Okay, the side effect to you coming in and feeling your inner body awareness and breathing and feeling the aliveness of your body is after a little bit of time. Some people it's fast, some people it takes a few weeks. What'll happen is your trauma, the unresolved data, begins to rise, and you can feel it because it's not so much your thoughts about it. It's the cellular memory. Your cells, you have 30 trillion cells that make up the universe that is you, not to mention your whole body is raveled up in something called fascia. Fascia is the connective nervous system of everything. And that also can hold trauma. By you breathing and expanding your lungs and contracting and sending blood, lymph, and cerebral spinal fluid into the brain, you are altering at a very deep level your primal intelligence. It's just more than breathing, right? Everybody, I don't know, it's breathing. No, it's so much more than breathing, okay? And I'm telling you this from one aspect. There's so many other aspects I can go into. If you just want to have a more successful mindset, start breathing. I promise you, you'll see big changes. Now, most people don't make it to where they need to make it. I tell them, you need to breathe every day for 12 weeks before you really understand. I have people I've been training for years. They're parts of my groups and all kinds of things that just recently, finally, because somebody in the group started making a poll to try to keep people accountable, that they're actually showing up for the thing I told them about to breathe, and they're having these drastic changes in awareness in their life. There's still some people that are sticky, and they do things like, oh, it was late, I didn't have time, the excuse bus shows up, instead of understanding there's nothing more important than your breathing. Your respiration is your life. If you stop breathing, you'll die, okay? You can stop eating for quite some time before you die. Right? You can go a long time without water. You can only go a few minutes without air. Okay? Even if you're a free diver, you're only going to go a certain period of time without air before it's over. So it's at another level. It's understood in the spiritual world that your breath is light. Everything is light. So this thing that you can't see, and people are like, well, I don't believe what I can't see. Well, how do you think you're seeing me right now? It's a transmission of a frequency that you can't see going from one machine to another machine. And that's happening all the time. Radio waves, there's all kinds of things you can't see, but you believe in because you know they're there. Well, guess what? You're an energy field too. There's no difference in there. And by you learning how to properly breathe, this teaches you how to jump into your energy field. There's just nothing more profound. You can try all kinds of other things. I recommend that you try everything you want to try. But ultimately, it's going to bring you back to the primary source. The primary source of your life is your breathing. Your breathing, in essence, is your life force energy. It's understood in many spiritual practices as life force energy. Chi, prana, ki. There's lots of words for it. We call it kausai in our tradition. But this is the living energy in which animates your body. And it's not just about the practice. It goes beyond the practice. As you practice, you're training the nervous system so that way when you're challenged in real life, you know how to take control of your breathing instead of react. Everybody probably has heard of the pause. Something happens, try to pause before you react. Add to the pause a breath. You're training your body to move into calm. Now you're less reactionary and more responsive. I can go on and on about this because I love it so much, but I'm not going to. I'll save that for the classes and stuff like that. I'm thinking that I might do a light club gathering on Sunday. So be on the lookout for that. I'll post that on my Facebook page and other places. Usually how it works is if you want to get in, you just have to message me for the link. All right, so the floor is open. Does anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns before I jump off of here? I'd love to hear from you if you have anything to say. Brianna's here. She says, hi, Anthony. Hi, how are you? Yes, we are. Energy field. Yes. A field of living energy within a field of living energy. All connected, all one thing. Hard for the human brain to understand because we've been taught nothing but separation pretty much from the time we were born. My toys, mine, my body, mine. Ownership, that ownership leads to identification, and identification is illusory because you're none of the things you own. You're not your thoughts. You're not your past. You're not what other people think about you. You are eternal loving awareness. That's what you truly are. I want to thank you all so much for being here on this beautiful Friday evening. It's so sunny. I'm going to jump back outside and just keep going. I hope that you found these breath exercises helpful. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to make a comment in the comment section, or you can reach me at direct messaging through Facebook. Also, you can visit my link tree at Chronic Wellness Tech. Okay, thank you all so much. Hope you have a beautiful day. And I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Or maybe now it's bye-bye.